Good morning, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you. Welcome to this thing that I do called Thor's Entertainment. I am Thor, and today I am continuing my playthrough of the story mode for Mortal Kombat 11. In this episode, I'll be picking up where I left off at the start of Chapter 5. That is the chapter that will take place from Jade's perspective. Before that, though, I should probably go over the key events that have happened so far in the game. Now, if you want to see those key events for yourself, the playlist for Mortal Kombat 11 is available up to this point. I'll go ahead and add the playlist to the corner of the screen now, just in case you want to check that out for yourself. If not, I'll go ahead and just get into a quick little summary. So, Raiden, the Thunder God of Earthrealm, he ended up changing time, and that was to prevent the possible Armageddon future. Now, this changing of the timeline ended up irritating the Time Titan Kronika. After all, someone screwing around with her carefully constructed timeline is kind of an annoying concept because I cannot imagine how long it took her to get that timeline right. We're talking thousands of years meticulously planned out. And more specifically, the breaking point for all this was when Raiden happened to decapitate her son. Now, sure, he was an evil god obsessed with killing everyone, but he was family, damn it. So now she intends to restart time and just remove Raiden from the timeline entirely, to include all of his alterations to the timeline. Now, hitting the reset button on all of existence takes a little bit of time, so she decided to go ahead and bring in villains from the past and the present to protect her. The new villain group includes the former Emperor of the Outworld dimension, Shao Khan. Now, Shao intends to unite the Outworld forces against the current Emperor and have them fight for Kronika. Then there's also the cyber assassins, Frost and Sektor, both of which are making a bunch of new cyber assassins for Kronika. And then there are a bunch of other random allies for her like dvorah, Kano, Baraka, and Erron Black. So yeah, everyone's kind of just chipping in wherever they can. Now, whenever Kronika time traveled the villains to the present, they were not the only ones who ended up getting dragged along. Getting dragged along with them were also the old heroes, and now they are in the present as well. So we are seeing the heroes of the present teaming up with them. That gives us two johnnycages. We get the old Sonya, Jax, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Jade, Kitana, and Raiden. And we still have the modern heroes like Cassie Cage and Jackie Briggs. So yeah, all around the hero team is pretty stacked. So for our episode's events, Jade is going to be working with Kitana and kotalkahn to keep the forces of Outworld united against Shao Khan. Then we also have johnnycage, Cassie, and Jackie securing Earthrealm. But yeah, alright, that is about enough build-up, I think. We're just going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to see just how Jade's efforts in Outworld are going.
Fatality. Scarlet wins.
The Tarkatans, long extinct, have also returned.
Shao Khan will seek them out. He relies on their power.
Kotal scouts tracked a Tarkatan war party to the Kaitin's lost hive, dvorah's ancestral home. Her hand in Shao Khan's escape makes that our starting point.
Please advise me of what you learn. I must consult with the Elder Gods.
When do we leave?
Your duty lies elsewhere, Princess. I need you to enlist Queen Shiva. Her support is critical against both Kronika and Shao Khan.
Surely you can...
Queen Shiva does not trust me. No Shao Khan has since my bloody battle with Goro.
Shiva's always respected your opinion more than anyone's. When she hears you support Kotal, she'll join us.
If that is my duty, so be it.
Thank you, Princess.
Are you my friend or his consort?
It was my idea, Kitana. It's in your best interest. Succeed with Shiva, and Kotal will pledge his loyalty to you. There's no bond more sacred to an Oshtek like him. I remember when we could ride like this alone.
My life has changed as Outworlds come. Thankfully, you have not.
You haven't changed much either, despite the years. You're still the same noble warrior I met in Shao Khan's court. And now you're Khan. I'm surprised no woman has claimed your bed and become your queen.
Many have tried.
Yet they failed. Why?
None of them were you.
There are fresh tracks leading into the hive. If Shao Kahn's in there, he'll be difficult to find. The tunnels are endless.
Set fire to them. If he's hidden, he will be smoked out.
Kotal, we don't know who else is in there. Hold her. By the gods, it's true. This is what I become. Blame your loyalty to Kitana. It led directly to our death. Then so be it. I would not trade Kitana's friendship for anything. It is pitiful you choose servitude. She and I fight side by side against Shao Khan. His oppression cannot stand.
Fight.
We have another mirror match. This time it is Jade versus Jade. So back in Mortal Kombat 9, Jade also had her own chapter. And during that chapter, I think I mentioned that I don't really like Jade all that much. Like there's something like wrong or offensive with her or anything like that, but I said that because I don't really think she's that interesting of a character. So she is one of the only other Edenians besides Kitana and Sindel. And that's kind of a fun fact, but that doesn't really do much to make her more interesting in my eyes. It's just, you know, a random detail about her. And in the end, the whole character description that you could give Jade is just that she is Kitana's bodyguard. She didn't really have any goals or motivations of her own. And I guess the creators kind of saw that too, and they tried to retroactively add something to make her more interesting. And in this case, they added a love interest, and that love interest is kotalkahn. Which, that's not nothing, that is something. But even though it is something, it's not much either. Like, besides the hinted at romance, I don't think Jade is much different than she was in Mortal Kombat 9. She's still kind of just a forgettable character. Like, fighting style-wise, that's kind of cool. But story-wise, there is just really not that much there. Now, I know that Jade has plenty of fans, and plenty of them probably do find her interesting. And I'm guessing a bunch of them want her back in the games, especially since she has not been in any games since this one. Like in Mortal Kombat 1 right now, so far, she is not in it. But honestly, I am fine with that. I would much rather see other characters getting their chance to shine instead of Jade. Let's give some other people a shot.
When called for a higher purpose, we must serve.
You will bleed for your betrayal, Dvorah.
This one acts only for the Hive's survival.
You'd best flee, dvorah. Kotal is mine.
Fight.
It feels like I am frequently defending kotalkahn in these games. I mean, I think he is a pretty tough guy, or at least his character is portrayed that way. But he does take a few really odd losses. And now the losses are starting to add up. And progressively, it gets a little bit harder to defend Kotal. Like just a moment ago in that cutscene, he was barely hit at all. And then he just went down. and he needed to be saved against dvorah. Now, luckily for him, his old flame Jade is there to kick some ass on his behalf. So Kotal gets saved. And it's a good thing too. Kotalkahn almost got taken out by the same bug-filled kiss of death that Melina got killed by in the very last game. And yeah, let's just be honest, no one needed to see that disgusting death happen twice. So we got kind of spared there, so thank you, Jade. We appreciate you stepping in just in time. But I should not get ahead of myself, there is still plenty of game left to play. So it is definitely not too late, someone could indeed get eaten alive by bugs. We'll just have to stay tuned and see, and also, did anyone mention to Baraka that dvorah killed him? Like, I feel like his past self, they got kind of teleported to the present. I feel like he might have some reservations about working with the bug creature who performed a fatality on him.
Wish to survive? Tell us where to find Shao Khan.
Ghosts of my past. Dvorah spoke the truth. We are outnumbered.
Give me a few of your best soldiers. We'll infiltrate the camp and search for Shao Khan unseen.
What you propose is dangerous.
Of course it is.
Wakat Shao Khan kollector trabajar.
Wakaka Turk. Wakakata Rida kotalkahn.
Tohana! Takana aki tarakata. Ne. Trakati! No.
Baraka.
It's all right.
Baraka
I won't harm you.
Neti otonokora.
We're looking for Shao Khan.
Shao Khan. Bagdare Shao Khan.
Please. We only need to...
With me!
All these years, and still you exploit others to rise above your station.
I have risen to my station, Jade. Before Shao Khan raised me up, Outworlders despised the Naknada. Now they fear us. Tell not progress.
Fight.
Alright, time for Jade to pick up an easy win against the Kollector. Now, the Kollector has not done anything important in this game so far. Like, not at all. In fact, I have no idea why he is even hanging out around the Tarkatan camp. Kinda feels like we should be running into Baraka here, not the Kollector. But instead, he is here, and yeah, that's about it. He's just here for some reason. And that being said, all we can really count on the Kollector to do is put over the main character and start making them look good. Congratulations, Jade. You have won the Kollector lottery, you're gonna kick some ass and look like a badass. Also, Kotal was kind of going crazy against the Tarkatans. I guess he was holding some resentment after being embarrassed by dvorah earlier, and now he is taking it out on them. No worries though, Kotal. If all else fails, we have Jade. She is still the chapter character, and she has one more fight to go in this chapter, so nothing could possibly go wrong. Stay close to her, she has all the plot armor. So the chapter character that we end up controlling usually has some pretty crazy victories that they get because they're the character being highlighted. Now, a good example of that would be like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat 9. In that game, he ends up beating Ermac on 2 separate occasions. Goro, Kentaro, Scorpion, just a bunch of really big name characters. Keeping that in mind, that means that Jade can pretty much beat any single character in the game so long as we're in control.
Fear and respect are not equals.
Line them up. Execute them.
Kotal! This is cruel. Many didn't fight us. They are children.
You forget. In my time, they joined Melina in rebellion against me.
These aren't the same Tarkatans, Kotal. A better Khan would offer them a warm hand, not cold steel.
Fight.
Time for Kotal to get embarrassed one more time in this chapter. This time it will be us handing him a loss. So after that cutscene, I do get Jade's standpoint. Like, I feel like you probably should not start executing everyone immediately and maybe give them a little bit of a chance. After all, these are Tarkatans from a different timeline. And they were so far in the past that this horde is not the same one that Kotal was battling for years. Still, Jade was not around for that either, so she wouldn't exactly know all the details of those bloody battles, especially considering Kotal was nearly killed by Tarkatans pretty much all the time after Jade died. And then there was Melina, who was half Tarkatan. She wanted to rule instead of Kotal, so she started a civil war. Kotal has no good experiences with Tarkatans. So in the end, to end the war, Kotal basically had to make the Tarkatans go extinct. I guess he might still have some resentment even if they are not the same ones he was fighting against. But at the same time, this could be a pretty good opportunity to make some new allies out of them instead of turning them into enemies for a second time. Don't really know if you could pull that off considering you were invading their camp, but you never know. You know what, never mind. Jade, I wanted to understand your position on this one, but yeah, y'all were in no room to start sparing anybody. They would have killed you the first chance they got.
Your heart has hardened, Kotal.
Granted, maybe don't be as murder happy as Kotal, but there was no winning in this scenario.
It is too late.
Blame yourself for the Elder God's deaths, Raiden. Your actions have irrevocably altered Kronika's golden balance of light and dark. Shinnok's decapitation was the capstone.
You are a paragon of virtue. You should wish evil vanquished.
I abide my mother's will.
You were begotten by Kronika.
As was my brother, Shinnok. The darkness to my light. Nature demands equilibrium. Balance is perfection. You have stepped out of your role, made that balance impossible. That's why the new era holds no place for you.
You will not succeed.
Kotalkahn is captured, Raiden. The combined might of Outworld and the Netherrealm will keep your forces at bay, while my mother finishes her work.
Do not underestimate Earthrealm's warriors.
You are right to have been fond of these mortals. They were good souls.
Man, these arms are an upgrade. It'll be payback time next time I see Ermac.
Oh, I made sure he got his.
I imagine future me is out kicking ass with these right now.
Cassie told you that future you spent time as a revenant, yeah?
Sounded horrible. Can't imagine becoming Shinnok's puppet. But she says I come back from it.
The experience haunted Dad. But then you, met Mom. She brought you back to life.
The love of a good woman. Like the sound of that.
She was Dad's everything. She died last year. Ever since Dad stayed on the farm, he feels safer there.
Here's how you access incoming reports. Swipe here to cross-check them with past reports. The software can suss out the deltas.
Now that's progress.
So, a married lieutenant princess over there. Always had a thing for blondes. Ever since Susie DiNardo, junior year. Take it from me, you didn't miss much. That woman over there, she's the real deal. Oh, I got eyes, brother. As younger you, I solemnly swear to tap that at the earliest opportunity. What? It's our destiny. Out.
How the hell do I ever sleep with that guy? Who's your father? I can't believe I just said that.
Look, my dad isn't the Johnny you know. He grew up. I like to think you rubbed off on him. As a kid, I looked up to both of you.
My dad, your grandfather, was my hero. Called me Private Pumpkin.
Huh. That's what you called me. We should get back to work.
Biometric verification required. ID verified. General Sonya Blade.
General Blade? Dad would be proud.
Untwist your panties, older me. I'm a star. This is a military operation, not a movie set. I'm only the best fighter here, but your daughter's got me sitting at the kids' table. Our daughter is CO. A little humility might earn her respect. Dad always said, hungry people eat lunch, humble people serve it. Dad was an asshole. Hollywood made us an even bigger one.
Fight!
Alright, after 2 games without any mirror matches whatsoever in the story modes, this is the 3rd mirror match in this one game. In fact, this is the 2nd one in just this episode. We are now piloting Johnny Cage against his younger Ken doll-looking self. And after mentioning a Ken doll version of Johnny Cage, I cannot help but picture Johnny Cage singing the I'm Just a Ken song from the Barbie movie. And in that scenario, I guess that would make Sonya Blade the Special Forces Barbie. Fatality Edition. Yeah, that's a weird image. But then again, if John Cena can be a merman in that movie, surely Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade would not stand out all that much. Enough about Barbie, let's get back on the topic of Mortal Kombat. So Johnny Cage was the Chapter 1 character in Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat 10. So this is actually the first game in a while where he got to break the routine of being the introductory character. Instead, the tone setter that we got for this game was Cassie Cage. So at least someone in the Cage family still got to do the honors of kicking off the game. To kick off this episode, we had Jade, and then the chapter immediately after that was Johnny Cage. So after a little bit of reflection, that means the 2 characters that we are getting for this episode kind of have a similar gimmick. They can both control some green energy. Now, I did not necessarily plan it that way to include them both in the same episode, but that is kind of funny to me that, the green characters are all getting highlighted in the same episode.
An old man just kicked your ass. You got lucky.
You left me behind?
Excuse me?
My final mission.
How did you... Shit. No, I'm not doing this. Not now. Not with you.
Damn it, Cassie! You abandoned me?
To save the company! That was my order!
Who the hell gave you that order?
You did. Read the full report, Lieutenant. Go to condition red!
We're under attack! Repeat, we're under attack!
Yippee-ki-yay, right? Follow my lead. Freaky like Friday.
They shot our face, Johnny. They shot our face.
gonna get us killed. Whew. Funny way of saying howdy, partner.
I was saying goodbye.
Now, why is a nice Texas boy like Erron Black in bed with the Black Dragon? Older you works for kotalkahn. He's one of the good guys, kinda.
When I pick sides, I pick a winner. Every time.
Fight.
I feel like Sonya getting upset at Cassie about how she died is some of the most forced and unbelievable drama in this game. Like, Sonya knew her older self died in a mission and Cassie was there. Like, that's not new information. And that shit was clearly weighing very heavily on Cassie's mind. Plus, Sonya was Cassie's mom. So whenever she died, she lost a parent, not just a superior. So of course she didn't just let her mom die without a good reason. Plus, this younger version of Sonya could have just continued reading the rest of the report like a normal person, you know, before jumping to conclusions haphazardly. I don't know, I just think this whole scene is really dumb, and it just really doesn't need to be here. Like, it is a fight between the two of them that is completely preventable if you just think about the situation for more than half a second. Anyway, we are fighting Erron Black again. I do find it weird that we never encounter the current day Erron Black. Like, he is still alive, and he is still around in Outworld somewhere. But we never hear him talking or anything. We only ever hear the younger one talking. Like, everyone else seems to get to meet and fight against their old selves, but we do not get to listen in on the Erron Black versus Erron Black shit talking. Like, I'm sure it's in the game somewhere, but we're not seeing it, we're not hearing it. And I am feeling very gypped. Like, we get to see the modern Erron Black in the background of some cutscenes, but that is about it.
You chose poorly. Cassie! Sonya! Breathe, kiddo.
They took Mom. Sonya.
I'll get her. Can we find out where they've gone?
Tarmac B.
On it. Keep her safe.
Take her. Send another extraction vehicle.
won't be online long enough for your friends to make it, Tinhead.
Johnny Cage. Cyrax defeated you when you were younger and stronger. As I am his superior, I am yours.
You're forgetting the time I beat Shinnok mano a mano. Oh wait, you were dead when that happened.
Fight!
Alright, we are getting another fight against Sektor. Now, we also got to fight against him with Sub-Zero in the last episode. Just a little reminder, Sektor was not fightable in Mortal Kombat 10 story mode. At most, we got to see his severed robotic head in a cutscene. Prior to that, in Mortal Kombat 9, Sektor was actually the worst story mode fighter out of the entire cast. Sektor ended up taking a record 5 losses in the story mode for Mortal Kombat 9. So yeah, canonically, Sektor really sucks. Adding to that, he is not even playable in this game. And after he gets done losing to Johnny Cage here, he is going to be tied for the most losses again with 2. That is pretty bad when your whole purpose is existing for making the Cyberlink way happen, and that niche is already stolen by Frost in this game. So you've already lost your purpose, and you suck at fighting in a fighting game. That is pretty bad. Fortunately, I think this is Sektor's last loss in this game, so he should not be competing for the most losses again in, 2 separate games. That does make me wonder who is going to be going for the crown in this game though. In the previous game, Mortal Kombat 10, there was not a clear-cut worst character in that game. Like, no one lost more than 2 times, and that just created a gigantic tie among all the characters for the person with the most losses. I can't help but be a little bit curious who is going to be the worst character here in Mortal Kombat 11, and if it's going to be a bit more clear-cut than it was in Mortal Kombat 10.
Go back to the 90s. Who's next?
I'm next. Hollywood.
Shit. As if throwback me wasn't bad enough.
Oh, it gets bloody worse. Sonya and your little girl, they're gonna die. Right in front of your face.
Fight!
And now we get a bit of a rematch from Mortal Kombat 9. So in that game, Johnny Cage was the very first chapter character. He fought against Reptile, Baraka, Sonya, and, the man relevant for this conversation, Kano. And at the very end of that chapter in Mortal Kombat 9, it was Kano that Johnny Cage fought against. Johnny Cage ended that chapter with our buddy Kano. Now, 2 games later here in Mortal Kombat 11, Johnny Cage's chapter is yet again ending with a fight against Kano. Only this time, Johnny Cage is not wearing sunglasses at night, while he was also fighting in a tuxedo. Here, he's a bit more prepared. And let's just go ahead and keep that wardrobe in mind. Like, fighting in a suit is absolutely ridiculous, and Johnny Cage probably couldn't see shit considering he was wearing sunglasses in the dark. Keeping all that in mind, and how much more tactically prepared the wardrobe for Johnny Cage is in this game, I have to imagine that old man Johnny Cage might actually have an easier time beating Kano than his younger self did years ago. And speaking of the variations for Kano, we do get to see young Kano and old man Kano side by side in a few different scenes. And because of that, we kind of get the opportunity to compare their designs. And I have to say I like the old man Kano design just a little bit better. Gameplay wise, I thought Kano was fun to play in this game. I remember picking him up for a bit when this game was still new, and I think it was the most that I have enjoyed playing Kano.
No one threatens my family.
Well, well. Got ourselves a full-on generation swap here. Don't think so. Between Ninja Mime and Lady Liberty, we've got all the leverage. We're leaving. Cabal, go get my lesser half.
And the base?
Taken care of.
Let's go get them.
Anyone else hear that beeping?
Have I arrived too late?
You're back in the nick of time.
Now that's what I call a miracle.
Yeah, Raiden. Thanks.
Grandmaster Hasashi, I humbly request the Shirai Ryu's hospitality. My Sky Temple has been compromised. There is no safer place for us to gather.
Lord Raiden, welcome to the Fire Garden.
The Elder Gods are gone? Shinnok is Kronika's son? No wonder she sent the Black Dragon after me and Dad. We both kicked his ass.
It is not vengeance that drives Kronika. She restarts history to balance light and dark among the realms.
What can we do, Lord Raiden?
Gather Earthrealm's forces. But that effort will be for naught if Kotalkahn's armies cannot join us. Cetrion informed me that Shao Khan has captured Kotalkahn. We must spare no effort to free him.
Kung Lao and I will go. We will rendezvous with Princess Kitana.
Thank you both. May the Elder Gods protect... May you return victorious.
And for my playthroughs of the previous Mortal Kombat games, in each of them I had Kano fighting at least one intro and one outro in those games. Now, normally I reserve the intros and the outros for crappy characters who don't get to win at all in the story mode. And Kano would certainly fall into that category again here, but I don't think I'm actually going to use Kano for any of my intros and outros in this game. There's just too many new characters or characters that are returning for the first time in a long time. I would like to highlight them just a little bit more than I would Kano for a third game in a row. I'm thinking of characters like Scarlet, Frost, Shao Khan, and the Kollector. Like some of them, this is probably going to be the one time I get to highlight them, maybe in the entire franchise, I don't know. Like obviously not Shao Khan, we're always going to get Shao Khan, but like when are we going to get the Kollector again? And besides them, I might do a few more characters for the intros and outros, but I don't really think I'm going to need more than that. I can't imagine the playthrough of this game is going to take that long. So Raiden said something kind of funny there. He says that Krona is angrily trying to rewrite history to balance light and dark, and that she is not doing it for vengeance. Like it's not because of her son whatsoever. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call bullshit on that one. Raiden has been fucking with Kronika's timeline for over 20 years now, and she did not care whatsoever until Shinnok got decapitated. So don't give me that excuse about wanting to balance the light and the dark. She is doing this over her evil headless baby boy, damn it. So the plot slightly thickened in this episode. Shao Khan needs control over Outworld's forces to protect Kronika. The only thing standing in his way was that kotalkahn is currently the Emperor of Outworld and, he's the one in charge of all the armies. Keeping that in mind, Shao Khan feels that if he gets rid of kotalkahn, he can take back control of everything and then do what he needs to do for Kronika. And sure enough, now Kotal is captured. So the protagonists have to act really quickly or Shao Khan is probably going to be running the show in Outworld again very soon. On top of that, the military base in the desert got raided by the cyborgs and the Black Dragon. It eventually got blown up, but not before all of the protagonists could escape. Well, all of them but one. Kano did end up taking the past version of Sonya as a hostage, so not everyone necessarily got out of there okay. In the next episode, we will be seeing what becomes of Shao Kahn's rise in Outworld, and we will also be seeing what is going to happen to the captive Sonya Blade. Until then, this has been another Mortal Kombat 11 Story Mode episode on Thor's Entertainment. Again, I am Thor, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy my future videos as well. If you do, consider checking out some more of my work on the Thor's Entertainment channel. But with that out of the way, take care, and I will see you next time.
Fatality. Scarlet wins.